Welcome to the NBA Pub Hub, Pub Sports Radio, Monday, December 20th, brand new week. It's Christmas week. Happy holidays. Happy holidays. We're here. Ian Cameron, Dutch Boy Fresh, and Trot Wham, Skee Profit momentarily as well, ready to break down the NBA card, the COVID card, as I like to call it, as the league is being marred by player personnel issues caused by COVID-19. So we'll do the best that we can to give you the most up-to-date information. In terms of the games tonight, we will start off with the Philadelphia 76ers and Boston Celtics. We've got Boston 3.5-point home favorites, 213.5 the total in this game. The Sixers, there's just all kinds of question marks tonight. Joel Embiid with the ankle, questionable. We've got Danny Green, questionable, hip injury. We have Tyrese Maxey, the point guard, questionable with a quad injury. And those are the injuries. And then you've got on top of that, Drummond out, Korkmaz out, Shake Milton out. Ben Simmons has been out forever, but those guys are out all due to illness and COVID situation. So who is going to be left standing for the Philadelphia 76ers is the question mark for this game. You're looking at a potential that if you don't see Maxey, you don't see Green, you don't see Embiid on the floor tonight, you're going to be down to like basically 5 or 6 players on the roster available. Seriously, that is how thin it could be for the Sixers. A Sixers team that's just soft as fucking ice cream right now. You've talked about this. They're not playing good basketball with what they've got. 3 straight losses to Memphis, Miami, and Brooklyn in their last 3 games. Boston coming off a 114-107 win to the Knicks on Saturday night. They've won 2 of their last 3 at home. The only loss was a tough one, close one to Golden State. No shame in that. I could only take Boston here, laying the 3.5. I want nothing to do with Philly here. I want to wait to see who exactly is going to be on the floor tonight for the Sixers, but there's just no way whatsoever I'm taking Philadelphia. They're struggling, and they are beyond shorthanded tonight going into this game. So it's Celtics or pass for me. I haven't locked in anything yet, but I'll say it right now. The only side I would endorse is Boston. What do you think here, Dutch, with the Sixers and Celtics?
Yeah, man. Real quick, salute to the ladies, gents, and D-gents for tuning in. You already know it's all love. You know, it's Medicaid Monday. I'm saying I had to bring this plane on just to deal with this bullshit ass COVID. So please hit the motherfucking like button, like I'm hitting this plane of toxic cookies, and then get you right where you need to be. Yeah, man. Shout out to my guy Jared, Zachary, Ray, Charles, Star Child, everybody in the chat. Share the video real quick, like, muchly appreciated. We'll try to give you as best as we can do with this bull ass shit. Yeah, man. With all that being said, this is an exotic backwood. It really is. 5. Too many questions. Ian touched on everything that I would really touch on, to be honest with you guys. The Sixers are 5-0 ATS in the last 5 meetings, but what Sixers team are we going to get? I wouldn't be surprised if someone in for the Celtics sit. I see Tatum's questionable. Very big question right there. You know, I believe what Ian says. If you got the Celtics out there with Tatum.
Dennis Schroeder, too.
Yeah, Dennis Schroeder, too. It's just question after question mark. It's a good game. Exotic backwood if you're trying to put some money on it. And Embiid, you know, like, I guess if you want to look, I'll give you a little more. If Embiid plays the last 6 games, he had 30-plus points against them. Besides that previous matchup that they played a couple weeks ago, a 88-89 win, I believe, in Boston. They did cover that, obviously, the Sixers. But Embiid had 18 boards and only had 13 points in that game. The first time he hadn't eclipsed 30 against these cats in the last 7 meetings. So I'd look for Embiid to bounce back if he is on the court, points and rebounds. And that's pretty much all I got for y'all on this game, man.
Yeah, exotic backwood, good game. It's still a good game, even with who is left standing on the floor for both of these teams, which we don't know who's exactly going to be on the court for either of these teams, especially the Sixers, who have more issues from that standpoint than even the Celtics do. But, you know, all things equal, still a solid game, 2 good teams. But like I said, I don't like the way Philly's playing. I would still only take Boston here if I'm betting it. We've got our man, Skee Profit here. Skee, what do you think here? This Sixers-Celtics game, it's really a question of who's playing more than anything else.
Yeah, it's too many question marks going on here. I want to bet Philly, but I need to know who's in the lineup. So, you know, at the end of the day, we probably got to wait till 5 minutes before tip before we know. And so I'm just going to pass.
All right. Wham, have you found this might be a good time for a Wham player prop, if anything, in this game?
Appreciate
you. Would think so. You would think so. But they got our guy, Marcus Smart, 6.5 on the assist there. It is plus money, plus 118, but I do think they do have the advantage here. They've been playing as of late better, like you did mention, Ian. Over the last 5 games, this team in the Sixers, they're ranked dead last in net rating. minus 113 13.4. I'm sorry. I just don't want to lay it with the Sixers. Honestly, I just took way too many question marks. First off, but even with those guys in the lineup, they've been playing bad still. So it's like, why would you want to jump on these guys in this spot? And these guys been playing a little bit tough, coming off of a tough road trip on the West Coast. To only lose over the last 3 games, like you mentioned, Ian, to Golden State. I kind of give them a little credit here coming in here. Even with all those guys out, they're still going to probably have Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum and Marcus Smart here. So I do think he get over the assist, but I'm not betting it today.
All right, we got Oklahoma City and Memphis. Memphis 9-point home favorites, 214.5 being the total in this game. Grizzlies played last night, so this is a second of back-to-back for them. They played against Portland, and they ended up losing that game outright as favorites, 105-100. They beat Portland last week on the road, and Blazers returned the favor last night with a 105-100 victory over the Grizzlies. So now you got the Grizz on the second night of back-to-back games coming into this matchup. And by the way, the Grizzlies 2-2 straight up on the second night of back-to-back games coming into this one. For OKC, they're a team that's obviously had their own issues, their own struggles. They had lost 3 in a row. They had gone 2-7 in 9 games prior to beating the LA Clippers on Saturday night, 104-103. So solid win there for the Thunder. It's funny, we made the joke the last time we talked about these two teams playing head to head. You know, what's the database say for teams that lose by 73 points to the opponent? And that's what we remember about the last time these two teams played. 73-point beatdown, 152-79 for the Memphis Grizzlies. You've got to believe Mark Dagnall, the coach, and these players know what happened the last time they played the Grizzlies. And look, these are professional athletes. They're embarrassed. They should be by that performance that night. I think you get one hell of an effort tonight from the Thunder. Plus the fact that Memphis is on back-to-back, plus the fact they've been terrible to trust laying big points for a long time. I love OKC. It's one of my favorite plays tonight. There's not a lot I like, but this is something I really like here. OKC +9. I think it's just pride takes over. That was an absolute shameful performance the last time they played Memphis. I don't trust the Grizzlies laying this many points. Now, they could get Ja Morant, believe it or not, back on the floor. He has been out for several weeks with the knee injury. He's missed double digits worth of games, but might return tonight. I say bring him up, but bring him back. It's going to make me love the Thunder even more. They've played well without him for the most part, and sometimes when you get the best player back, it throws off chemistry, it throws off cohesion, and all that stuff. I say play, Ja. Play. Let's see you tonight. I'll just load up more on the Thunder if that happens. So I like OKC here +9. Lean over the total, but I think there's a good side tonight. I think the Thunder remember that game, and they want to atone for it. And look, they're coming off one of their better games against the Clippers. So I like that. I could go for SGA over. He's been shooting the ball well. I'd look for some Thunder props as well tonight in this game. Skee, what do you think here? OKC Memphis.
Yeah, you kind of touching on everything, Ian. I agree with you. I tried to look up something in the database this morning, and what I came up with was teams that lost their last matchup by 30 or more points, and they're more rested than their opponent, who is on the back-to-back. I've come up with 68, 51, and 6 against the spread since 1995, about a little bit over 57%. 3-0 straight up and against the spread this season. That says what you're saying, Ian. These teams remember that beatdown and they show up for a little bit of revenge in the next meeting. So I'm with you. I like the Thunder in this one. And if I have to play the total, OKC's not the fastest playing team. Memphis, they've been playing some solid defense. I probably would go with the under if I had to. I know the under is 3-1 for the Grizzlies on the second on the back-to-back too.
All right, so lean under, but like an OKC as well. Dutch, Thunder, and Grizzlies.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Jefferson C, THC Rizza. I see you, my guy. Yeah, everybody in the chat, man. Hit the motherfucking like button. Well, let's get to that Hundo Mando real quick. Like, muchly appreciated. Yeah, y'all said a lot about this game, and it looks like everybody in the chat's right with you guys. And it looks like my guy Wham motherfucking Bam about to come through a little OKC through. Y'all go ahead and be your little Thunder buddies, and I'm gonna chill out back with this motherfucker. That's about it for me.
There you go. A little Ted reference there with Dutch.
Yeah, man. I fuck with Ted. I fuck with Ted.
That was funny. The second one was garbage,
exactly
but the first
what that
one was
was.
good. The first movie was good for sure. Wham, what do you think here? Grizzlies and the Thunder. Are you going to be a Thunder buddy with Skee and I?
Yeah, I'm riding with you guys, man. I like the Thunder here as well, man. You just don't lose a game like that and then try to bounce back the next following game saying that we weren't competitive. We weren't in our right position. We really didn't compete at all. They bench got outscored by the whole team in the Memphis Grizzlies in that game. I remember it vividly. It was like 93 points to 79 or something crazy like that. I think they're going to play a lot better here. I do like the move that Mark, the coach of the OKC, did. What's his name? Dinigal? Is it Dinigal or
I thought because his name is spelt like a French Canadian last name, Daniel.
Right.
Is how you would say it if he's French Canadian. But he apparently wants it Mark Dagnall is how he wants it said. Dagnall. So we're
Mark
going
Diggity
with that.
Dag. Mark Diggity Dag then, you know what I'm saying? We'll figure out a way to fuck his name up. But no, I think I like what he just did recently with putting Darius Baisley on the bench. I do like that move, having Trey Mann, one of those guys that's one of the leader in the rookie shooting here. I think he gets a little bit more burn here. So I do like this team to bounce back. And I'm agreeing with you as well, Ian. If John Moran is in, only going to get a better number. I did get the +10 here when it was moving up a little bit. Once he got questionable, it just seemed like some money just ran in there. Got the +10. Now you're getting +9.5. I think you get that. We cover this game. I think they win outright as well. It's going to be a lot of competitiveness here for OKC. Got your guy Shai Gilgeous back in this game. He wasn't there last game.
Yep. Giddey wasn't there last game either.
Giddey wasn't there either. Yep. So those are two big playmakers, and both of them are leading top in the league in drives per game here. So I think both of those guys are going to attack the paint, and they get it done here, man. Let's get it done. OKC +10.
There you go. OKC with the points as well. All right, Houston and Chicago. Chicago 6.5-point home favorites, 222.5 the total in this game. Of course, there's more personnel question marks going into this one. First of all, we talk about Chicago. They won last night against the Lakers, 115-110, so it's back-to-back for them. However, I want to point out this was a very well-rested team. This is not your normal bad back-to-back spot. They're at home, no travel. And they had 7 days off before playing last night against the Lakers. So Chicago should still be relatively fresh, all things considered, for second night of back-to-back. Houston coming off a 116-107 win on the road against the Pistons on Saturday night. They had lost 2 in a row prior to that, looking to keep it going here in this one. Of course, for the Rockets, they've been without some key players lately. The same group pretty much has been questionable for the last few games for them. We'll see if they are able to get any of those guys back tonight. That's the big question mark going into this game when you're talking about Jalen Green still out, Kevin Porter, those two in particular still out. Neither of them going to be back tonight for the Rockets. But you look at the Bulls, you know, they're without some key cogs as well, namely Zach LaVine. Patrick Williams has been out for a while. But Zach LaVine, clearly the big one that they're missing right now for the Bulls. He's going to be out until after the Christmas break because of COVID-19 protocols. So keep an eye on that. It's a backwood for me. I'm going to stay off this game. Chicago's the better of these two teams. I don't know if I trust the Rockets, but they are the rested team. They are, you know, they've been covering some numbers lately better than they were earlier in the season. So it's just a game I would stay off. What do you think, Skee? Rockets, Bulls?
Yeah, I have to stay off, but you guys know by now, if I'm playing this game, I'm going with the rested team getting the points. I get that Chicago may also, you know, I know they played yesterday, but they had a few games off or a few days off because games were postponed. So you never know. And that's why I'm going to stay off this game. I just know one thing. If I have one team who's had a couple more days and they're catching points, I'm likely to be looking at them. So Rockets are pass.
All right, lean Rockets, and that is true. Rockets will be the rested team going into this one. For the it looks like Caruso's good to go. Someone was asking about Caruso. Won't play until there's a potential he plays. We'll see on that. They're not totally sure yet on him, but definitely Levine's out till after Christmas. Dutch, what do you think here? Rockets, Bulls.
Yeah, man. Shout out to our guy Ron Crawford with the spreadsheet play today. Our guy, I see you, Keith Wicks. I see you, my guy. Yeah, this game is it's a little tough for me. I mean, I kind of and with both of you guys, a little more towards you, Ian. I think Skee wants to back the Rockets. I would never do that. But it has been money of late though. But I still haven't chopped on that train yet. Now that they're missing some key guys, I just can't see myself doing it. They haven't been playing good basketball of late, really at all. It kind of fell off that hot streak that they were on. They're 2-4, straight up in their last 6. I just think, I don't know if DeRozan, that was his first game back from COVID, if I'm not correct. He played a lot of minutes, played well, 38 points, played really good basketball. But is he going to be, he did play 34, 35 minutes. Is he going to be a little winded out there tonight? And then them not having Levine. I could only look Chicago here, my point, personally, but I don't know if I want to lay the 6.5 or 7. And it's dropping too. So maybe if I see a 6 out there looking a little more appealing. But the 7 made me think, I don't know if I want to lay that.
Yeah, I think with the Bulls and Levine being out, especially, I'd bet DeRozan over points tonight. That's one player prop I might bet. Even though I'm not taking Chicago, but I might take DeMar DeRozan over points tonight.
Watch out for I like that, but watch out, my bad. Yeah, watch out for the Tar Heel Kobe White. He's back. He's back. He might get hot from that triple. 21 real quick, so yeah. I'm not mad at Chicago at all. I just don't like that number. I think it's a pretty sharp number, to be honest.
Yeah, and on the back-to-back as well after the Laker game at home last night. Wham, what do you like here, Houston, Chicago?
Yeah, man. I honestly, I think I am leaning a little bit more towards the Rockets here, even though they've been bad, man, getting their boards over the last 5 games. Bottom 3 in defensive rebound percentage there. This team pretty much beat the Lakers based off of offensive rebounds alone last night, 16 to, I believe it was 4, if I'm not mistaken. No, 9, 16 to 9 offensive boards. They had the advantage there. Just seemed like they couldn't finish out possessions. The reason why they were able to pull that off. I just still think that this Bulls team, man, you like Kobe White, but they still a little too top heavy here, man. They got fucking Vucevic out there on the wing with Melo. You seen what he did to him. I can only imagine what fucking Christian Wood is going to do today. So I did take this bet, man. I took Christian Wood to have over 19 and a half points at plus 148. I think he gets 20 piece today. The mismatch is there for him on both ends, I believe. I think he plays a little bit better defense, and he plays a little bit way better offense on the other side going against Big Vooch there. So I like Christian Wood today, man, and over 19 and a half points. That's the way I did bet. But it's not official bet for me, but it is something I did drop on.
All right, good stuff. All right, we move on now to the next game. It is Charlotte and Utah. We've got the Utah Jazz 12.5-point home favorites, 237 the total. Man, we were talking all season, you guys, about how we just don't see these totals in the mid 230s or high 230s anymore, or as often. Remember, we saw it a ton last year, 2 years ago. Not so much this year. Well, we've got a very high total here, and it's hard to fault that because this Charlotte team under Borrego, I'm telling you what, they've gone back to not a lick of defense being played. I think that's become pretty clear here the last several games for them. Last night against Phoenix, they gave up 137. The Suns, how about 54 of 95 from the field last night? The Suns were torching. The Sun was torching the Charlotte defense last night in that game. Before that, they gave up 125 to Portland. They gave up 120 to Dallas. I mean, it's just been hideous defensive performances lately, one after another from this Charlotte Hornets team. I'm certainly not going to endorse them here, even though they're getting a big number against a Utah team that, look, they're off back-to-back home losses. When have you been able to say that? I mean, the Spurs and the Wizards go into Utah and beat this team in back-to-back games. Shocking. But you figure the Jazz might wake up after that. And if Charlotte's not going to play any defense, which is what they've been doing lately, Utah's going to absolutely carve them up, like a pre-Christmas turkey tonight in this game. So that's the concern right now for them. But one thing you got to say for Charlotte is they now have LaMelo Ball back. So as much as they're brutal off defensively, they are going to be better offensively now. They didn't shoot great against the Suns at all, 36% from the field as a team. You'd think that's probably going to improve a little bit here tonight against the Jazz, who, look, haven't been locking it down defensively by any stretch of the imagination in their own right the last couple of games. And that Spurs loss, they gave up 50% shooting to San Antonio. So you can understand why the total's high, and you can understand why the total's even been bet up from the open of 234. It's now 237.5. I got in on the over. I would lean Utah for maybe first half full game. I just cannot take Charlotte with the defense they're playing. And I know Utah has lost shockingly back-to-back home games as favorites, but you think maybe that's going to be a little bit of a wake-up call for them going into this game tonight. And we talked about so many teams that are riddled with injuries, riddled with COVID-19. Utah is one of the healthier teams going. In fact, both of these teams are. Only Gordon Hayward's a game-time decision for Charlotte, and Charlotte's pretty much
I
got
think he's out.
He's out? Okay, let me just double check. Yeah, unlikely to play. Yeah, doubtful. You're right, Skee. Good call with the back injury. And Utah is still relatively healthy for the most part. Conley, Mitchell, Bogdanovich, O'Neal, and Gobert. So I think it's a Utah smash, to be honest with you. I would go first half full game, and I like the over. I mean, how could you play an under right now with Charlotte? What do you think, Skee? Hornets, Jazz?
Well, the Hornets on a back-to-back so far this season are 1-5 against the spread, and also 5-1 to the over. So, I kind of agree with what you said, and I think I could get first half in this one just because, for the majority of the year, Charlotte has been a bad or slow starting team, and Utah lately, their first half margin is pretty good. So probably Utah first half. But then again, I want the whole game too because Charlotte is on the back-to-back. If they tire out, I want to take advantage. So
yeah,
I agree with you. I won't be on it, but if I was playing, it's Utah first half and full game.
Yeah, I would want the split too because you just hit a wall physically when you're on the second night of back-to-backs in a place like Utah in the thin air, the high altitude. You know how that hits you like a brick. Late in the game, third quarter, fourth quarter. So that could end up happening for Charlotte tonight. Dutch, how about this one? Charlotte, Utah.
Yeah, Mark Nick, I do. I see my guy. Felix, Anderson, Don, they pretty much said it too, and everything that I believe you guys are on. Skee said a lot of it as well. I'm rolling all day with Utah here. I think I could smell a blowout as well. I don't know, my light just went out. See, that's my fault. But
hit the light, hit the other light.
Yeah.
Come on, Sean Paul style. Just give me the light.
Man, this light was fucking with
the
me. Now it's doing it during the game. God damn it. Yeah, man. But yeah, I like the Jazz here to get back to their winning ways. Dean touched on a lot with them 2 back-to-back games. Surprisingly, a loss, there to the Wizards. Maybe not as much with the Spurs there coming off that ass whooping. But up until then, they're playing great basketball. Won quite a bit in a row, shooting the ball at an unbelievable rate as a team. 4 out of the last 6 games prior to these 2 losses, they have beaten their opponents by double digits. I look for that to continue tonight against a very tired Charlotte team. Fourth game in 6 nights in the back-to-back situation. Haven't been good in this spot as well. Now they're missing one of their top guns, Hayward. And Utah, this is just a great spot. Ian touched on it. They need to get right, and I believe they will against a team that just won't be able to stop them throughout. Donovan Mitchell, also Felix like that. Shout out to our guy Joe Osborne on Twitter. Great follow. He's on that. I like that look a lot, 26.5. Went over that number 7 in the last 8. Don't know if I'll be on too many props tonight, but if I am on a prop, Donovan Mitchell will definitely be on the card. I like the over. A little scary with the blowout proposition. That's probably the only thing that will keep me off of that. But the kid's been shooting at it. Shooting in threes nonstop, looking real nice. Even when he misses, it's like fucking right there. So I expect Donovan Mitchell to get 30 plus, and Utah to handle this game by 20 plus.
Yeah, it seems like a strong situational spot. You expect focus. They've lost 2 games in a row as favorites at home to San Antonio and Washington. So you would expect Utah to be ready for this one against the Charlotte team that back-to-back and not stopping anybody on the defensive end of the floor lately. What do you think here, Wham?
Yeah, I'm thinking that this Charlotte team just needs to continue to get faded early, man. Like we talked about it all the time. They're more of a second half team. Over the last 5 games, they have the worst in defensive rating at 1.39. Like they're just really letting people just score at ease and early in first half there. And also their net rating is not that good as well. They were not really that scoring as the high clip that you normally will see them there. So they're pretty bad in both sides there early on. I think you just go first half here with the Utah Jazz. I do think that they play a little bit better. Got guys coming back here. It should be a little bit easier for them in this matchup here. I do expect LaMelo Ball to get a double-double, though. So it was something that I did take an eye out on. I didn't bet it, but I do expect him to get a double-double here in this game. He damn near almost had it last game, just 1 point away. So I think he gets it in this game for sure. I think you muted me, Ian, or is it me?
There we go. Yeah, we're good. All right, we're back. Yes. Someone saying in the chat he's worried about the Jazz. They're slipping a little bit. That could be the case. I mean, but I don't know if this is the team that's going to exploit them. I'm looking at Charlotte. I want to look at their defensive numbers against the three ball. Last 5 games, they're giving up 41% from 3-point range. That's horrible. That's awful. So that's a death sentence if they play that kind of perimeter defense tonight against Utah. So we'll see if that keeps up being the case with those woes defensively. Hit the like button, everybody watching. 168 live viewers. Hit that like button. We appreciate it very much. Program note, by the way, there's no NCAA Net Profit college basketball show after us today. So they will be back tomorrow at 5 p.m. Eastern. Connor Mack and Maxwell Smart. And also a reminder that Jimmy's in California. He's having holidays out there right now, but there's still going to be a show at 11 a.m. Eastern tomorrow. It's Peter Loshak solo filling in for Jimmy tomorrow. Peter Loshak show for one day at least tomorrow. So 11 a.m. filling in for Jimmy. So make sure you watch that. Even though Jimmy's on holiday, the show must go on. Peter will be filling in. Pete, clean shaven Pete again. Yeah, all of a sudden. I mean, I couldn't believe it when I saw it on the NFL Pub Hub. I was waiting to go on. Peter was on before me, and I said, wow, geez, I've actually got more hair on my face than Pete right now.
Yeah, I heard you say that. That's funny.
Yeah, something's weird here. Something's odd is happening, but definitely tune in tomorrow. Peter Loshak will be on filling in for Jimmy.
Hey, Ian.
Yeah.
Hey, me and Billy did a DFS show for the Monday slate tonight. It was my first show that I've been on in probably 6-7 months. So go check that out. You got a half hour to the lock. So
yeah, exactly.
Yes,
in fact, we won't be done. We'll be done before the top of the hour, so there'll be just enough time before Raiders Browns starts, and of course Vikings Bears later tonight. So tune into that right after us if you haven't already. DFS, yeah, 100%. Watch the DFS discussion there. Billy Briz and Big Show getting you ready for NFL action from a DFS standpoint. All right, let's move on now. Sacramento and Golden State. We got Golden State 12.5-point home favorites, 221 the total in this game. Look, it was hilarious because Saturday night, I just happened to see the tweet. Curry, Poole, Wiggins, Draymond going down the list. They're all sitting against Toronto. Friday night, I saw that, I should say, late Friday night. So I bet Toronto. They were +2 still, and the line was still up. It was +2 at the time. What did they close? -8, I think, when it was a tip-off on Saturday night against the Warriors. And sure enough, Toronto wins 119-100. But to think I got +2 in that game with Toronto, and it ended up -8 when it was opening tip against Golden State, and rightfully so. I mean, Golden State had basically a G League roster playing for them on Saturday night. So now they're back home off that road trip. They basically took a powder against the Raptors, and we'll see if they have everybody on deck, all hands on deck tonight. Curry is going to play. Draymond Green is back. It looks like Jordan Poole, though, and Andrew Wiggins are both out still for the Warriors tonight. And, of course, Clay Thompson and, of course, Wiseman, who've been out all year, still out for them. So that's what we're looking at for Golden State. Looks like just Curry and Draymond back for them, but Wiggins and Poole still out. Still might be enough to handle this wretched Sacramento team, although they did beat San Antonio last night, 121-114. Got to admit, I was shocked by that. And they've been hit hard by COVID, and they're still battling with it. You look at who's out. Davion Mitchell, he's out again tonight. De'Aaron Fox is out again tonight. Terrence Davis is out. Marvin Bagley's out. Rashawn Holmes is a game-time decision at best to suit up with that eye injury. So still very much a shorthanded, potentially, Sacramento Kings team tonight. If they weren't coming back off the road trip, I'd like it more, but I still think the only way I would bet it, and I don't know if I will, but I think the only way I would bet it is a Golden State type first half, full game type of split here against Sacramento. What do you think, Skee, with the Kings and the Warriors?
I'm gonna leave the spread alone. I think the Warriors can blow them out, especially after they took a game off and are going to be pretty rested as far as the star players. And the total, I'm just gonna stick with what I played earlier, and that's Halliburton over 8.5 assists or over 7.5 assists. I think he's been north of that his last 3 games, and still no De'Aaron Fox, so his usage will be pretty high. I like Halliburton tonight.
There you go, Ty Halliburton over assists for Skee Profit tonight. Nice player prop look there. Dutch, what do you think? Sacramento, Golden State.
Yeah, Richard talking about Utah hasn't looked right or something. Like, bro, the 2 games they lost in a row, yes, to San Antonio and Wizards. The 4 prior games to that, they won by fucking 20+ points in each of them. Fuck you talking about? Yeah, man. Back with this motherfucker, man. I ain't laying this many points, but it's what it is. I agree. Warriors or Nathan.
Yeah, I feel you, bro.
Yeah, Warriors are nothing, but you're right. It feels like it's still a lot of points, and they're off a road trip, even though they'll be rested. Yeah, tricky number. What do you think?
Wiggins out. Who else is out? Probably someone else will come out. You don't know about this game. This game's not till 7:00 West Coast time. Yep. Be fucking careful. Tread lightly, as they would say. And hit the motherfucking like button. We've been on this bitch for almost 40 minutes. Got almost 200 people in this bitch, and we still ain't hit a hundo. God damn it. Y'all motherfuckers is disrespectful.
Disrespectful.
This motherfucking
respectful.
Yeah, you said it. Yeah, man. See, you could tell it's Medicaid Monday. I've been Medicaid all day. I don't even know how to say my shit right now. But yeah, by the way, Zachary, that's the big show.
I'm saying your line's better than you, so that's a Monday for you.
Yeah, man. Hey, that's the big show in the back. He's gonna be he's the one who spit all the game with, I believe it was Billy Briz coming out. Yeah, man. So appreciate it. Hit the like button for our guy with the backwoods to promote and the knowledge on the NFL. Appreciate it.
All right, Wham. How about Sacramento Golden State?
Yeah, so I'm right there with Skee, man. I think Tyrese Halliburton continues to be the guy. You're missing a lot of damn guards, not just De'Aaron Fox. You're missing Mitchell as well, another guy that was going to be perimeter, penetrating the defense there. I do like him to go over the 7.5. I did lock that in, but I think he gets to 10, man. He had 11, 10, and 9 over the last few games. I think he at least gets 9 in this game. So I took the over 8.5 at plus 140. I'm sorry, plus 135. And then I also took the 9.5, man. That one's at plus 280. So I mean, I'm just, if you feel a little froggy, you can roll with me here as well. But I just think he does that without De'Aaron Fox in the lineup. He's averaging 18.4 points per game, 8.6 assists. So he's going over the 8.5. Obviously it's just a half there, but I think he's going to get this today. Tyrese Halliburton, man, is the leader of the crew, and they play really well. Like somebody said in the chat, the guy Buddy Hield got into a little verbal altercation with Mo Harkless. It wasn't that big of a deal though. They kind of brushed it off here. I think they're gonna see a little tread lightly. Like Mo Harkless, you're more Harkless. I can hit these threes, bro. So it's paid off there. I think it's gonna pay off for Tyrese in this game, not having those guys in the lineup and possibly getting Rashawn Holmes back, just another guy that he could split the defenders with and pick and roll. So I do like Tyrese Halliburton as my best bet today, man. I think that's probably one of the best buttons. Is that or the next game that we're going to talk about? One of those are my best bets for sure today, but maybe even both.
All right, we'll go to that last game now on the Monday slate here. It's San Antonio Spurs, LA Clippers. Clippers 4.5-point home favorites, 217.5 the total. So you got the Clippers coming off 2 straight losses on the road against Utah, blown out 124-103, and they actually lose as favorites on the road against OKC, 104-103 in their last game. Looking to bounce back from that, returning home off that mini 2-game road trip. Certainly you would think it's a focus spot, a bounce back spot, a good spot for the Clippers. But the Spurs are the team that I've liked the way they've played at times. Now they've been a little bit inconsistent, but you look at the losses: Phoenix, New York, Denver. No shame in any of those losses. However, the last 2 losses are not good ones for San Antonio. Losing to Charlotte at home, blown out, and then lose to Sacramento as favorites last night, 121-114. So not good for the Spurs. You look at their lineup tonight. McDermott might not play, Doug McDermott, for them, although he actually will play. It looks like he's been upgraded to probable. Yeah, the problem for the Clippers is, even though it's a bounce back spot at home and they're the rested team, more rested at least than the Spurs coming into tonight, Paul George still very much up in the air to play with the elbow injury that he's dealing with. So keep that in mind. That could be a little bit of an issue for the Clippers to overcome tonight. So really is a tough one, because I could see the Clippers coming out strong, and if they've got Paul George, it's going to definitely be a spot where maybe they take care of business. San Antonio on a back-to-back, but I don't know if I want to lay 4.5 with the Clippers. So it's probably a backwood for me here. Spurs and Clippers. Skee, anything for you? San Antonio, LA.
Yeah, I like this game. And, I do want Paul George in there, but even if he's out, it does snow. I'm going with the Clippers today. But I want Paul George in. Even if he's out, I think they can get it done. You guys know I'm really big on the rest advantage. And I just looked up a situation, and it made me make even more sense. Home teams with the better win percentage and more rest than their opponent, they're winning 77% of the games since 1995. So that says play the Clippers. I already like the Clippers, and I just to take the point spread out of it. I mean, I just made the line just like you guys do in baseball and hockey, like the -1 line. So I took the money line, a little bit on the money line, a little bit on the spread. It comes out to -147 line, and so give me the Clippers.
And keep in mind, there's a key backup center that's not going to play tonight for the Clippers, Isaiah Hartenstein. He's actually played pretty well for them. 7 points per game, 4 rebounds per game. He plays better than Zubats, to be honest with you, on some nights for this Clippers team. So they're actually going to miss that guy, even though he comes off the bench for them. He's given them some good minutes, good production, play some defense, rebounds. I mean, they're going to miss him a little bit tonight for the Clippers. But there's a chance Paul George, they get him back from the elbow injury. He's missed the last 5 games prior to tonight. All right, Dutch, Spurs and Clippers.
Yeah, man, I can't lie. I agree with pretty much everything our guy Skee said. I do like the Clippers here, but then again, the new name in the chat, Row Your Boat. First time I seen you, my guy. I agree with you. Betting on the Clippers almost like betting on the motherfucking Lakers, man. God damn it. Every time I bet on these Clippers, they can't hit a bucket. Reggie Jackson's half of what he fucking is. It is what it is. But what I do like in this matchup is I do like the Clippers, but I do like Luke Kennard here, actually. I believe with PG or without him, Luke Kennard will get off tonight. He's went over this number, 14.5 points the last 6 games. And even more when you look into it, I believe the 7 games ago, he had like 12, and he's been continuing to go over 14.5. He's shooting a lot better. But when you watch the Clippers, he's the guy, man, especially when off the bench, especially without Paul George, which if I'm a betting man, I'd probably say PG don't play with this fucking soft ass. But I would expect him to finally play out here. I mean, goddamn, how long is he going to sit with an elbow? I believe it's an elbow bump, right? I don't know. Shout out to my guy, Lucky Power. But yeah, this game, I look sidewise. I definitely look to the Clippers. And I like Luke Kennard over 14.5 points. I believe he gets 15 easy, get a couple shots to fall, and he'll have 20 plus tonight. I would like for PG to sit and him to be in the starting lineup like last game. He had 27, but we're only needing 14.5 here. So I think Luke Kennard easily over that.
All right, Luke Kennard over. And I've been on that prop with him a couple of times earlier this season, Luke Kennard. So never a bad option. When this guy's in the zone, he can go 3-4 games in a row, get you double figures in points. He's even hit 20 points in some games. So we'll see if he can get that shooting stroke going tonight for the Clippers.
Again, the lefty. Yeah, man. A little YMCA lefty. I'll take his ass for tonight.
Yep, and especially a Spurs team that, look, their defense has gone downhill a bit the last few games again, and back-to-back for them. So you may not see them, contest those shots with quite as, again, it's harder to defend when you played the night before. What do you think here, Wham, with Spurs and Clippers?
Yeah, I think PG is gonna play today. Last game he played against this team. They did win 106-92. PG had 34 points in that game. Pretty much can't nobody stop him. You're seeing guys in and out the lineup for the Spurs team. Vassell starting one day. If we get McDermott back, he's probably going to start today, most likely for the Spurs here. I just think that the Spurs have been declining, man. If you look at their net rating over the first to 15th of this month, they're really good, top 10. Now, the last 5 games, they're minus 20 in net rating and ranked 20th in that category there. So you're seeing them fall flat on their ass. I think they're going against a team that needs this win, and getting their guy back, they should be able to hold it down. So I did take this game. This is another one of my I think I may have this as a best bet for me, but I like both of these bets I made so far at the same amount of money. The Clippers minus 4.5 is kind of where I'm going to go here with this. I do agree with my guy Skee philosophy, taking it with the money line there as well. I kind of did dribble a little bit on the money line here as well, just in case. Like my guy said in the chat, Clippers been worse like the fucking Lakers, bro. You kind of really can't, rely on Reggie Jackson to do the right thing. Like towards the end of that game in OKC, simple as fuck. Me and my guy was talking about it at work. My homie's a Clipper fan. He just gives it to fucking Luke Kennard. He's going to get fouled, and you're good to go. The game's over, bro. But no, he doesn't do that. He turns the ball over, and now they get a game-winning shot to kill the game off. So you get a little bit more wrapped in your head. I think we get a great Reggie Jackson, not the Reggie Backwood Weed Jackson. We should get a good Reggie Jackson tonight. So that's what I'm hoping for. Clippers by margin today.
All right, there you go. Clippers minus 4.5 for Wham as well as they take on the Spurs. All right. That's the Monday card. Hit the like button if you haven't already. 212 live viewers. We thank you. We know it's a busy week, hectic week. We're approaching Christmas. The fact that we've still got over 200 people watching live to the NBA Pub Hub here on Pub Sports Radio is very much appreciated. We thank you so much. Hit the like button. Where's your Christmas spirit, guys? Come on, hit that like button. We definitely appreciate that for sure. All right, we got best bets, Dutch's freshest look coming on up right after this. All right, Southtown 101. When you're in San Antonio, Texas, stop in. Great food, drinks, live music, DJs, karaoke. Southtown 101. Stop in during the holiday season there. Manscaped promo code PubSports. You get 20% off your purchase. You can get the Lawnmower 4.0, any Manscaped product, and 20% off using the promo code PubSports. MyBookie.ag, promo code PubSports. NFL, college football bowls are underway. We got a bowl game going on right now. NBA, college basketball, NHL, lots going on in the sports betting world right now. No better time than right now to sign up for an account at mybookie.ag. Bitcoin accepted currency for your deposit as well. Mybookie.ag, promo code PubSports. The Pub Rub, get on that. $14.99, 2 for $25. Pub Sports Radio, Pub Rub, pubsportsradio.com. Check that out. All right, it is time for Best Bets, Dutch's freshest look. First show of the week on this Monday. Skee, we'll start with you. What do you like for Best Bet?
Real quick, in the chat, just Lucky Power says Skee has to bet any LA teams, and he said yesterday Lakers, today Clippers. I didn't bet the Lakers yesterday, and I don't even like the Clippers. But I like making money, and I don't think I lost the Clippers bet yet. So for best bet today, I'm going right back to the Clippers minus the 4.5. You can make the line like how I made it if you want with the money line too. But for the show, I'll take minus 4.5.
All right, LA Clippers minus 4.5 against San Antonio. Best bet for Skee Profit. All right, Dutch, freshest look.
Yeah, man, freshest look. This is tough too. I see Luke Kennard now is up to 15.5, mostly at all books. So, you know, I think I'm going to have to ride with the boys, man. I'm going to have to ride with the boys. You know what they say. If the Midwesters, them essays come to L.A., they're going to get clipped. I'm riding with Ski. Clippers minus 4.5. Let's do it, man.
All right, Clippers minus 4.5 against San Antonio. Freshest look for Dutch for this Monday card. Wham, best bet.
Yeah, I already snuck it in, man. I'm giving y'all both of them here. Let's start off with the one that's not like my guys. I took the Tyrese Halliburton over 8.5 assists. I think he gets 9 here. He got 9 over the last 3 games. In the last game they played this team, he got 9 in that game with De'Aaron Fox in the lineup, averaging 8.6 without him in the lineup. I do think that you're going to get a better team here with OKC. I'm sorry, with the Sacramento Kings here. They covered 9 of the last 11 meetings against this Golden State team, so they should be able to be a little bit more competitive than what people expect. And I'm going with you guys again. Double up with the best bet. Clippers, man. Got to give me a little lineup, bro, or something. Y'all figure this shit out, but we're going to have to do this, bro. I got to go ahead right back to it. No Reggie Backwood. You know what I'm saying?
All right, there we go. It's a
contain your ass, Reggie.
Clean sweep with the Clippers. Loving it. Minus 4.5 against San Antonio. Once for a Wham with his best bet. My best bet is going to be the LA Clippers no, I'm kidding. Actually, kidding. It's not going to be the LA Clippers. I haven't bet the LA Clippers today, so that would be crazy for me to say that. No, my best bet. It's not going to be the Clippers. Huh?
You're Hamilton boy.
Yes. You're right. The team he plays for, Skee. Very good guess. You're absolutely right. And it's hands down my favorite bet on the card today anyway. So we were going with it all along. OKC, Oklahoma City Thunder, +9 against Memphis. There's something to be said for losing as badly as they did to this team the last time they played them. You don't forget a loss like that. You try to redeem yourself when you play that team the next time after a loss like that. And I think we see that from OKC tonight. Oklahoma City Thunder +9 against Memphis for my best bet for this Monday NBA card. Before we sign off, we didn't talk football. There are 2 NFL games. You got thoughts on the only bet I've made pregame side or total on either game is Vikings and Bears over, which I took at 44.5. Look, the Vikings are giving up 28 plus points in 4 straight games. Their defense is just not great. I think Chicago can contribute a little bit. And I think Minnesota with the balanced run and pass game, Kirk Cousins, Thielen might play to Jefferson, and of course, Dalvin Cook running it. And the Bears defense hasn't been the same since Akeem Hicks and Khalil Mack were injured earlier this season. So I just think we'll see points. I don't want to trust either side. I'm not laying points with Minnesota that plays nothing but close games. I'm not laying almost a touchdown with them now on the road, but I don't know if I love the Bears enough to take them either. So just cheer for points is what I'm going to do in that game. And I can't, and I want nothing to do with the Raiders-Browns game. I think that's impossible for me to figure out which team's going to show up properly in that game. So that's my NFL thoughts. Skee, did you have anything for the 2 Monday games tonight, NFL?
I'm not touching this one that's about to start at all. Too much going on. And the other one, it's a lot going on there too, but I agree with you on the over. Like Vikings defense, not great. And I mean, they can pretty much put up points on anybody. All their games have been high scoring. And for the Bears, they're missing a lot of people on defense. I saw like some of their corners out. I think safety, like it's a lot of guys on defense out for them. And I think Minnesota is going to take advantage. So I like the over, or I like Minnesota.
There you go, Minnesota and the over for Skee. Dutch, did you have any thoughts on the NFL tonight?
Yeah, man, I think Cleveland's the play. Honestly, I haven't went to the window yet with it, but I think Cleveland's the play. But man, just betting on this NFL, man, this shit. Then tonight, later, I don't know why everybody in love with Minnesota after that big win against Pittsburgh, but they're a completely different team on the road. I would expect them to beat the Bears. But this is a division rivalry. Justin Fields seems to be playing better ball against the defense like Minnesota. I'm not mad at that over. But yeah, I would like to get a touchdown with the Bears at home.
Yeah, it's just I don't trust Nick Mullins enough for Cleveland. I think the value is clearly Cleveland now. +3 as a home underdog, and this game's huge for them right now. But boy, I've seen enough of Nick Mullins that I don't want my money on that fucking guy.
I believe I seen something this morning that his best game as a pro was against the Raiders, and then the Raiders, look Mahomes. I mean, look what they did last week against the Chiefs. So you'd think you'd get their best effort, but man, I ain't fucking with them Raiders, man. Especially not a 3-point favorite on the road in Ohio.
Yeah, so you can either take Cleveland with Mullins, who I don't trust one bit, and Cleveland's been erratic, or the Raiders, who look like they flat out quit on the game and maybe their season last week against Kansas City. They flat out laid down in that game and got buried, and I'm not trusting them on the road. And they've had to stick in Cleveland for 2 extra days. You're going to trust that team that's lost 2 in a row to kill their season? Because I don't think they're going to the playoffs now.
What about Chubb props or something? Raiders can't stop the run.
Yeah, of course. You load up on running backs, I think, for Cleveland. It's going to be run heavy anyway.
There, so I like that.
And
a lot of people liking the Raiders, so that to me means auto fade them motherfuckers. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Hunter Renfrow day, huh?
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, Wham, did you have any thoughts for the NFL?
Well, yeah, man. Shout out to Bovada for giving out that courtesy convenience fee. So I took a 14 parlay. My last leg is the Vikings -6, man. So I'm big on the Vikings today. You know what I'm saying? Which is a free bet here for me. So I'll make a little 400 out of that $30. So I'll take it. But I'm not trying to hedge. Hearing all this other talk and seeing the line move in my favor here, I'm just gonna sit back and just watch this game. And free money, man.
There you go. And Browns, by the way, are first place in the AFC North division if they win this game today. Hard to believe that, but that is what they would be if they win today against Las Vegas after Baltimore lost yesterday to Green Bay. So it's wide open. The AFC North, Cleveland could win it. Cincinnati could win it. Baltimore could win it. They're all alive. And, of course, Pittsburgh can still make the playoffs in that division. They can't win the division, but they could still get in as a wild card. So every team in that division still has life to make the playoffs for sure. Great stuff. Great show as always. Thanks to everybody for tuning in. Hit that like button on the way out if you haven't already. We'll be back with you tomorrow for another edition of the NBA Pub Hub. There's no net profit college basketball, but those guys will be back, Connor and Maxwell Smart, tomorrow at 5 p.m. Eastern. Make sure you join them for that. That's a wrap. And make sure you tune into Big Show and Billy. They did a great DFS video earlier. Get you ready for the football tonight right here on Pub Sports Radio. That's a wrap for Skee, for Dutch, for Wham. I'm Ian Cameron. Have a great Monday night. Enjoy the games and good luck. We'll talk to you again tomorrow on Tuesday, 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Pacific for another edition of the NBA Pub Hub right here on Pub Sports Radio. Dutch, take us home.
Yeah, man. You know where it's at, Pub Sports Radio. Be sure to like and subscribe. Share the video if you can. Stay heavily medicated on this beautiful Monday. Stay fresh. Stay blessed. And let's stay putting these motherfucking bookies to rest. Yeah, man.